The more she screamed, the more convinced everyone became that she was losing her mind. She kept insisting that her husband was alive, that he had murdered her sister, and that he was standing somewhere nearby at that very moment. But nobody could see him, not even Detective James. For the first time, even he started wondering if the trauma had finally broken her. Over the next few days, doctors subjected her to extensive examinations. That's when they discovered something completely unexpected. She was pregnant. The news hit her like a truck. For months, she had secretly taken birth control because she never wanted to have a child with her obsessive and abusive husband. Yet somehow, despite everything, he had gotten exactly what he wanted. As if things couldn't get worse, her husband's brother suddenly appeared at the psychiatric facility. He urged her to give up any claim to the family fortune and quietly disappear. Otherwise, he warned, she might spend the rest of her life locked inside the institution. But she didn't care about the money. She cared about proving the truth. Pretending to become emotional, she dropped a stack of papers onto the floor. As her brother-in-law bent down to pick them up, she quietly stole a pen from his bag. She knew her husband. If he was still alive, he was definitely watching, somewhere inside the hospital, waiting, smiling. So she decided to force him out into the open. Without hesitation, she drove the pen straight into her wrist. Blood instantly poured onto the floor. The plan worked. Alarms erupted throughout the building. Moments later, a security guard burst into the room. At first, he assumed the patient was having another violent episode. Then, he suddenly froze. Standing nearby was something impossible. A dark, half-visible figure, a monster that seemed to appear and disappear at the same time. The guard stared in disbelief before raising his stun baton. Too late. The invisible man slammed him against the wall and knocked him unconscious. While the two struggled, the woman seized her chance and sprinted out of the room. She raced through the hallway, desperate for freedom. But just as she reached the exit, another group of guards arrived and grabbed her. They thought she was the danger. They had no idea what was really behind them. Then chaos erupted. A second wave of guards rushed into the corridor, only to be thrown to the ground by an invisible force. One officer was suddenly punched across the hallway. Another collapsed after being attacked by someone nobody could see. The third guard stood frozen in terror. For a moment, he actually thought the woman had supernatural powers. Then his handgun suddenly ripped itself out of his hand. Before he could even understand what was happening, he too was knocked unconscious. One by one, every person standing between the invisible killer and his wife was being eliminated. And now, there was nobody left to stop him.